It is the distance between the nuclei of two non-bonded atoms. There is no reaction here, okay. Covalent and van der Waals radius of a molecule are shown in the figure. So we will take some conclusion from the figure now, okay. Now clearly you will understand, okay. Now these two are molecules. Molecule number one. Here I have taken similar molecules, okay. Now from here to here, this is radius of this atom. From here to here, this is the radius of this atom, okay. And when they combine, so this radius and this radius, okay, this is called bond length. Bond length of what? This molecule. Same way, similar molecule. Now we have understood the bond length or the covalent radius from here to here. What is van der Waals radius? Now these two have approached to the closest now, okay. Now whatever distance is there between these two molecules, this is called van der Waals distance of the van der Waals radius. This is here, okay. This is the center of the one atom. Same, these two are taken in this form, okay. Geometry here, molecular geometry. Now this is called what? This is called what? Bond length. How much? 198 picometers. Its half is covalent radius, 99 picometers. So within the molecule, covalent or bond length, molecule to molecule in the closed approach. Now this is the approach. So now they draw some imaginary line here. So from here to here they draw. So when they join these two, this is called what? This is called van der Waals distance. This is 360 picometers. Its half is 180 picometers. That is the van der Waals radius. Okay. Right. Now we'll go to one more point. The internuclear distance between two atoms of the same molecule is 198 picometer. So that covalent radius equal to 198 by 299 here. Okay. Then internuclear distance between the two nearest neighboring atoms which are not bonded is 360 picometer. So that its half is van der Waals radius 180 picometers. It is here, both are shown diagrammatically just to understand. Okay. The van der Waals radii are always larger than covalent radii because it is within the covalent is within the molecule. Van der Waals is molecule to molecule. So naturally van der Waals is more than the covalent radii. The covalent radii of some elements are given in graph. See, this is the graph. These are the covalent radii of lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. It is members of the second period, members of the third period. Okay. So this is atomic number on this axis and covalent radius on this x-axis in the picometers. You will draw some conclusions from the graph. Okay. It is clear from the graph that single covalent radii decrease from left to right across a period and increase down a group just as atomic radii do. That means when you move from left to right, okay, atomic radius or the covalent radius decrease. That already trend you have seen in the atomic radii under the chapter trends in the modern periodic table. Now this is in the third period also we have seen the same trend, decreasing trend from left to right. But when you move from top to bottom, lithium is the first member, sodium is the second member. So top to bottom, lithium radius is this much, whereas sodium radius is this much. Naturally it is increasing. Why? Because when we move from top to bottom, new shell is created. Due to new shell creation, electron goes far away, so distance is more, radius is more. The covalent radii of atoms taking part in a multiple bond is smaller than for an atom of the same element not in the single bond. This means if you see carbon-carbon single bond and carbon-carbon double bond is shorter than the carbon-carbon single bond. And if you go for the carbon-carbon triple bond is shorter than the carbon-carbon double bond and the carbon-carbon single bond. Why? This we learn in the same chapter. Now I will give you an idea. So when a single bond is formed, now they will go for the double bond depend upon the number of electrons available. So when they go for double bond, So they have to approach now more. When they approach very close to go for the extra bond, distance is less. So that's why more the number of bonds means more close approach they have to go for the bonding, less is the bond length. Once again we learn this one under the valence bond theory, that time it becomes more clear. Now this is the average bond lengths of all the three types of bonds, that is single bond, double bond, triple bond, in the form of data available. See, just time I told, carbon-carbon single bond, carbon-carbon double bond, carbon-carbon triple bond, distance is decreasing, bond length is decreasing. Why? These two carbons will go so close that two extra bonds are formed. Here no extra bond, just one bond is formed. So they will approach and the bond is formed. After forming single bond, one more bond has to form. No, again they have to go a little close. Then a second extra bond is formed. Now this is still more close. Okay, then triple bond is formed. So more the number of bonds formed, more that means they have to go close. Naturally, bond length is decrease. It is at the microscopic level, at the molecular level. Okay, here also you can compare. N single bond 1.47 picometers, sorry, angstrom unit. N double bond 1.24. N triple bond 110 in angstrom unit. So close, length is small, bond length is small. Okay. This is the experimental bond lengths in nanometers. Okay. BCl3, BCl. Okay. There are three BCl here. All the three BCl are 0.174. Diamond you see, CC bond 0.154. Okay, in the nanometers. All these are bond lengths in the molecules. This is the bond length in the individual atoms. Okay. No need to buy out all these data. Whenever they ask the numerical, they will supply all these data in the question itself, or you please demand. Now, factors affecting bond length. On what ground? On what factors? Factors upon which the bond length depends are: number 1, bond multiplicity. Number 2, size of the atom. What do you mean by the bond multiplicity? Bond multiplicity means what? It is the number of bonds between the two atoms. If only one bond is there, bond multiplicity is 1. If there are two bonds between the two atoms, then bond multiplicity is 2. So bond multiplicity is the number of bonds between the two atoms. Okay, now let us learn a little more about the bond multiplicity. With increase in bond multiplicity, bond length of a bond decreases. I told you, no? If it goes for the double bond, triple bond, then they have to come close. When they come close, same point is repeating here. Bond length decreases. So CC bond length is short when compared to the C double bond C and C single bond C. This already data also cleared. Conclusion. Now, and how bond length is depending on the size of the atom. As the size of the atoms increases, bond length also increases. As bond length is directly proportional to size of an atom. Naturally, Baba, naturally. See, H and H, one bond length. Now, in place of one H, I bring Cl, HCl. Cl is bigger. When bigger circle I bring, naturally length becomes more. See, H is small, Cl is big, its radius is big. So when the HCl forms, bond length is more. So increase in the size of the bonding atoms increases the bond length. That's why you want to say it is directly proportional. It is clear from the table that the bond length for a given family increases with increase in the atomic number. In a family is what? In a group. Okay. So if you move from top to bottom, lithium, sodium, potassium, lithium chloride, note down the bond length. Sodium chloride, note down the bond length. And the bottom one, francium chloride, francium is a very big one. So therefore, naturally bond length is more. So in a family, in a group, if you move from top to bottom, in their compounds, bond length is more. CC bond, SI bond, GZ bond, even in the atomic level also, if the same atoms are there, carbon-carbon single bond, If you compare the silicon single bond, silicon single bond is more, while silicon is a bigger size, germanium is still bigger. So if germanium combines in the metallic bond, naturally GE bond is more than the Si than the CC bond in the same family, carbon family, 14th group. This is expected because the addition of a new shells increases the distance between valence electrons and nucleus, thereby increasing the size of the atom. This already